Ladies and gentlemen, it is another day of Great League Remix, and today I'm going to be going over an interesting team with a very rare Mon, but it's becoming less and less rare. It's Galarian Moltres, and the reason it's becoming less and less rare is because since Niantic did introduce the shinies to the shiny Galarian birds, legendary birds, to the game, now with the Adventure Incense plus your Roar of Time ability to make that instance 5 minutes longer for every Roar of Time you click, up to seemingly an infinite amount as long as you have the Stardust and Dialga candy. Yeah, more and more people are getting it, and it's great because this season it did get buffed with Sucker Punch. It is buffed with the Sucker Punch buff. And its other moves are Ancient Power and Brave Bird. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. If you haven't, definitely at least think about subscribing to the channel. I mean, you made it this far. Go to the subscription below. All right, let's go ahead and get into this game. I should say the rest of the team, actually. So first, the rest of the team is going to be Cresselia in the back with Registeel as well. Registeel definitely going to have... I mean, Registeel's always been a good Mon. In the last, let's say, 4 or 5 seasons, it's been used a lot. Actually, it's been used way more than that. Probably the last 12 seasons, it's been a staple, probably ever since it came to Legendary Raids. Or Raids. It's a Legendary Mon. Because it has the ability to really take shields from a lot of things. It wins a lot of zero shield scenarios because its moves are so high pressuring, the charge moves at least. The fast attack is lock on, which does literally 1 damage to everything, so not the best as far as damage is concerned, but a very high energy generation move. And then another Mon that's been probably a staple since it's been in raids as well as Cresselia. Having access to Grass Knot gives it that extra coverage. And then even season to season, as metas change, you're able to change that secondary move. You almost always want Grass Knot, but the secondary move of Moonblast or Future Sight, depending on the meta and how it's, I guess, how it's forming. We're going to be going with Moonblast here, and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, Carbink lead. This is the worst possible lead. So we do come in with Cresselia here. Both of our Mon are good against it, but Cresselia is technically worse against it than Registeel is. Going to get a little bit of lag here, but it's going to catch up. They end up switching into Venusaur. It's actually really bad for us, the Venusaur matchup. Obviously, we're getting a little bit of delay here, but yeah, we really wish we would have something like Future Sight. Oh, did I pause it? Oops, sorry. Frenzy Plant here. Oh my gosh. Just pulling in the Moonblast here, and actually we get it. It actually ends up not even going through because we basically lagged out of the move there. So unfortunate things already happening in this game, but technically that wouldn't have done too much anyways. We end up coming in with Galarian Moltres. Probably going to go for the full farm down here. Definitely going to get hit hard, I guess, by Frenzy Plant. I guess they could go Sludge Bomb. It is neutral, whereas Frenzy Plant is not. But I do think... Oh, no, we're going to go for the Ancient Power here and going to be able to take this out. Alright, still have to deal with that Carbink. Do have Registeel for it. It's technically not in Zap Cannon range, but any charge move it throws here, we don't really care too much about. Power Gem coming through. Yeah, just going to be able to get to the Zap Cannon. Going to be able to... again, this is not going to be able to take this out, but it is going to get it low. They could go for the shield. They must be weak to Registeel in the back as well. Oh, they do have Tropius here in the back. Again, Tropius, everything going to be resisted here by Registeel. We are able to throw the Zap Cannon, which is neutral. And technically, we have Galarian Moltres for this also. We probably just want to switch as soon as possible here. Technically, I guess we don't really care too much about how much damage this Registeel is taking. It is resisting literally everything else. They do go for a back-to-back. This is going to be a Leaf. Interesting. We did shield the Leaf Blade. But we are able to get to this Ancient Power. This is going to be able to take this out. It is interesting because the Carbink is definitely just going to come back in, farm this down. Interesting. We cannot farm this Carbink down. There's no way we're going to be able to do that. I guess I would just throw the Focus Blast. Going for a little bit of an undercharge. This is neutral because Carbink is a fairy type, and which resists it, but it's also a rock type, which is taking super effective. Oh, and they actually did get farmed down. We go for the Zapkin here, and that's going to KO this Tropius. Alright, Ariados lead here. This is an awkward matchup, but technically in the Moltres' favor, especially since Ancient Power is going to be super effective. We don't have to always go for that big move of the Brave Bird. I was going to say the big Brave Bird, the triple B. Yeah, going to be able to get to... I guess we can shield this one and go for a second one, get a second shield back from this Ariados. We definitely don't want the Ariados onto Cresselia, that's a fact, but it doesn't do too much to the Registeel. But they also can't really farm us down, so I guess we could technically go into a 2-shield. Oh, going for the catch here, nice. They end up coming in with a Pangoro. A Focus Blast will one-shot this. If they got to 5, then this is close combat. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more farm, just go to the max and then throw the Focus Blast, which is going to one-shot. Even without the double debuff to defense with the Focus Blast, we would have been able to get that off anyways. We do get to the Focus Blast here against the Licky Licky. Again, a lot of lag happening here. But we are getting the moves off at least, and we should be able to win this matchup with... yeah, Shadow Ball is going to be neutral. I guess they could have Earthquake. That would be super effective. Okay, but we get to this Ancient Power, which is nice. They do have a lot of... they do still have a lot of energy on the Ariados, but they are pretty low, and technically Psycho Cut is super effective against this, so we probably can Psycho Cut this down before the double lunge. Maybe not. This lunge definitely KOs, I'm pretty sure. Catching you here in the middle of the video. Definitely subscribe if you haven't. Just take a second, hit it. Alright, back to the video. Is the Registeel got enough health to maybe farm this down? Oh yeah, we do. Okay, we're safe. Oh, holy moly. Alright, another Ariados lead here. Again, we saw how this works. Basically, you don't have to worry too much about the charge attacks coming in from the Ariados, at least the first one. Usually it's going to be a lunge, but we can also... we're going to end up going for the Ancient Power here, which is going to be super effective against the Ariados. And even though we are 1 times reduced, this is probably going to end up KOing. Moltres has a high attack stat, Ariados has a high attack stat, so aka a low defense stat. And we saw how it played out last time. We can go for the shield here, take the 2 shields. Or if they try to catch, we'll end up getting the switch advantage. So probably going to end up trying to go for another catch here on the Registeel, I would think. Or we just let it go, come in with the Registeel, farm down. Oh, we're actually just going to go for the win on switch. They end up switching into Guzzlord. We end up coming back in with the Registeel. Alright. They get to their move. This is going to be Brutal Swing for sure. Usually Guzzlord is running right now Dragon Tail as the fast attack, and then Brutal Swing and Sludge Bomb as its charge attacks. So Sludge Bomb obviously resisted by the steel typing of Registeel, but Brutal Swing going to be neutral. It's interesting to shield here. Maybe they're going to try to catch and hope that with the 50-second timer that they're going to be able to get out. Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense because Focus Blast's still going to get through, and they're not really doing that much damage with the Brutal Swings. We do end up taking it out. They do have a Umbreon in the back, going to be able to catch this move here. I actually think it's just a recording error being the lag, so sorry about that. Can go for the Brave Bird here, which is pretty nice, but they are going to end up getting the farm down, but that's fine. They're definitely in Focus Blast range. The question is, we'll probably end up waiting the clock out, come in with Cresselia. I guess we're not really... I guess we can come in Registeel. We're not in range to get KO'd. Okay. This is what I thought was going to happen at the beginning. Going to be able to go 1 and then Moonblast. They won't be able to switch out of this. We're not going to get KO'd. I like the safe approach here. See if they end up staying in for 1. Oh, they actually end up catching here on the Ariados, which is tough. But we still have, you have to remember, we still have the Registeel. Probably just going to switch in the Registeel, go for the Focus Blast, and that'll be GG. This definitely KOs. It does about half, I believe, to Umbreon. Alright, Pangoro. It's a weird matchup, for sure, because you can't really go for the Ancient Power, because... I mean, okay, you can go for the Ancient Power, but I'm saying you can't throw it right away. You have to throw it when you get up to the Brave Bird to at least bait them, because they do resist the Ancient Power, whereas they're taking super effective damage from the... Oof. All right, and yeah, close combat is neutral, ends up being able to KO us there, and all these Night Slash is going to be pretty good against us. I guess Pangoro is just good against our team. They are able to do neutral damage or super effective damage to the Cresselia, as well as doing the neutral damage, but a high attack damage to the Moltres. Going to go for the Grass Knot here just to try to do some damage before they get to another move. Ends up taking it out. They do end up having Ariados in the back, so this is a good matchup for us. But they're going to lunge, and we'll see if they end up swapping, and if we have too bad a matchup here in the back after being lunged and being that getting our attack dropped by one stage here. All right, we go for the Zap Cannon. Technically, it doesn't KO with the attack drop for sure. Looks like it probably wouldn't have done the KO either way. And we can't really fast attack it down, so this really kind of sucks. We do have the switch in the back, though, for us to be able to reset our debuff here. So we end up switching out here. We can go for the... Okay. We can go for the Grass Knot here. We go for the Moonblast. Uh-oh, it's resisted by the poison typing of Tentacruel here. But Registeel is good against both of these Mon, and we're faster to the Zap Cannon than they think we're going to get to it, so they are going to take the shield here. These are the strongest moves left, as long as it's not Acid Spray, but I feel like I feel like they're just going to go for the Acid Spray here. I don't know that we have enough time to beat everything. Yeah. Maybe we're just going to call another Acid Spray here. Okay. Okay, we still have the shield, but we're 4 times debuffed here. I don't think we farm this down, right? I do like going for the Focus Blast. Anything's going to KO. It's a little less expensive. It's 5 energy less, I believe. So basically an extra lock-on to get here, but no, the double bait's going to cost us here. The Scald going to take us out. All right, another Carbink lead. We do go into Cresselia again, just like we did last time. Basically saying that Registeel is just a super hard wall to Carbink, so we don't want to go into just the our absolute counter, because we can still have that in the back, and then maybe we can actually get the shields down in any scenarios, and then win with the shields up with the Registeel in the back, because the Registeel can really take the shields, and if they're already out of shields, they can take Pokemon's lives, I guess. Going for the Grass Knot here against the Carbink for the second one. 3 of these should KO Carbink. At the end of the day, it's still taking super effective from Grass because it is a Rock type, and we are faster to get to our moves as they are. It's going Rock Throw, which is more of a fast attack, maybe, or more of a like fast attack with damage than energy type of move. They end up coming in with Annihilate, which has karate, not Annihilate, it's Primeape, which has, what's it called? Oh my gosh, Karate Chop. And I'm pretty sure it has Cross Chop, Ice Beam, or Ice Punch, and Night Slash as its possible moves. So now it's going to be tough. We took one of their shields, but we're not... Oh, we took 2 of their shields, so we're going to go for the Brave Bird here, end up taking this out. They're definitely going to come back in with the Carbink, farm us down. But we do have the Registeel now. They do end up coming in with the Machamp. Technically, they can get a Cross Chop off here, but it doesn't do the most amount of damage, so we're fine. Just end up taking this, and then a Zap Cannon should be able to KO this Machamp. Oh, actually, this makes a lot more sense. Either one is going to KO. Why would we go for the Zap Cannon? Yeah, both of them are neutral, and they do the exact same amount of damage, so save ourselves a little bit of HP there. We're probably in Moonblast range, but we catch. But we're not in Rock Slide range. Ooh, it's devastating. It's just so devastating. All right. Sweet. All right. Cresselia, that's a good matchup for us. A bit of a slower swap. We do end up coming in with Cresselia against the Tapu Fini. I guess we wanted to see if it was Tapu Fini or Azumarill. Azumarill, well, both are fine for either of our Mon in the back. Yeah, we'll just go for a second Grass Knot here to end up KOing this. They're going to go for Nature's Madness. It is just a better move per energy, and it does lower the defense as well, which means that the Water Guns are definitely going to be able to add up. But we are outpacing them to these Grass Knots. They end up letting it go. We still have this Moonblast for their own Cresselia, so this is obviously much better in the mirror than just the Grass Knot if you are running the Future Sight variant, but we do know that we are winning switch here, and we know that both of our Mon are good against this Cresselia, so we end up coming in with the Registeel. They end up having that Typhlosion. You saw this in one of my games yesterday. We can one-shot this guy, so we don't care too much about this, but we do have to worry about... yeah, we don't want to get farmed down, so just going to let that go. We still have the Moltres. We still have our own Cresselia for a little bit. We definitely have to shield. Even the Thunder Punches here are going to end up doing a lot because it is Shadow with a very high attack stat. End up going for the Ancient Power. No extra farm or anything, just trying to get this damage off. Obviously, this is super effective against the Typhlosion. It's going to KO. Switch Timer is going to be close if they do end up shielding, so we do have to worry about that. But we still have an extra shield as well. End up catching here on the Cresselia. If this is a Thunder Punch, they can definitely undercharge this and maybe get some farm. Makes a lot of sense. But we are going to be able to shield this guy. We have to shield this because it can be Moonblast, right? So, yeah. We're in a tough situation. We have to know the energy at which the Typhlosion is, and that'll dictate whether or not we're going to get this farm down. And no, they end up having a Thunder Punch here, and we're definitely going to get KO'd. Tough. All right, Whimsicott lead. It's a bit of an awkward one because we're a dark flyer, and so flying's good against grass, but the problem is most of our moves are actually the dark-based ones, so it having Fairy Wind is going to be super effective against us, and then if it hits us with the Moonblast, it'll obviously one-shot. They end up going into their Tentacruel here. We are throwing Grass Knots because they're neutral against... super effective against the water type, but resistant against the poison type. And then we obviously have super effective fast move with Psycho Cut, which is not doing a lot, but it's doing a little bit. It's maybe dictating that we can go for a shield later and end up with a farm down here. If we go for a shield, but we'd have to be worried a little bit about Acid Spray here. They do end up going to the Scald, so we probably can actually just farm this all the way down. We're going to win switch, which means we can go for the Moonblast against the Whimsicott, but more importantly, we'll have the Registeel onto the Whimsicott, and we'll have Moltres in the back against probably something neutral, maybe Toxapex, if I was to guess. They do end up throwing the Seed Bomb here, which is going to KO. Obviously, we're very low, but we don't care about too much about that. We just wanted to win switch, and they're probably going to switch out at some point, even though our moves are resisted by this Whimsicott. We resist everything they do as well, and yeah, we don't care too much about it. Now, Moonblast does actually do a lot of damage to the Registeel, a lot for a resisted move because Whimsicott's attack stat is so high. And we do get the attack drop. That's nice. They end up having us, I was going to say a Swampert. It's a Whiscash in the back here. We can definitely take a Scald. No problem. The second one looks like it might KO. Actually, might not because we do double resist the fast attack of the Mudshot there. Considering it's a ground type move. We do end up going for the Brave Bird, just trying to get rid of this. Probably can let this go because we are actually at a Focus Blast, which is probably enough to KO the Whiscash from here. I don't know, Whiscash kind of bulky, so we'll see if this KOs. I think it does, but we'll see. Yeah, it does. And then Whimsicott not going to do too much. Even a Moonblast from here is not enough. Oh, we still have a shield. I was going to say Moonblast not enough, but maybe a Moonblast and a Seed Bomb probably might be enough. Yeah, but now they're just going to do whatever. This move's not going to KO us, even if it is the Moonblast, so... GG. Sweet. They let it go. All right, Driftblim. This is actually a good matchup for us. They end up coming in with Ariados. Unfortunately, this is... Oh, yeah, we do have Registeel in the back. I was looking at the Cresselia, and I was like, we do not want to go into Cresselia against either of these two Mon. So good catch here by the Registeel. We are going to be lowered twice before we end up throwing a move, but we did get a lot of that Sucker Punch damage in, and hopefully that's enough to allow Registeel to KO this with a charge move. Registeel's problem is always that they can't really farm down a Pokemon with its fast attack, so getting that extra damage through with the Sucker Punches is hopefully going to be enough here. It looks like it's actually not because of the 2x reduction in with the... oh, they actually end up going for the Trailblaze. That's interesting. So we're going to have to... I think we're going to have to throw another move here. Technically, Lunge doesn't hurt Lock-On at all because it's always going to do 1 damage. So we end up coming back in with the Moltres, when they're out of energy, to try to end up taking it out. They end up having a Magnezone here in the back. I like not going for the Brave Bird here. Let them take a little bit of extra damage. They're almost always going to shield this because Shadow Magnezone just takes a lot of damage. So, yeah, maybe even get 2 shields out of this. Magnezone is very, actually insanely good against our team if you look at it here. Probably coming in Cresselia just to maybe eat one of these. Yeah, okay, I like shielding. You're going to double shield this. If you shield once, you're going to double shield. Pretty sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they bait. Okay. They end up hard switching into Driftblim. We already had that Zap Cannon loaded. It's going to be super effective. Almost going to KO. We're actually going to get the farm down before they get to another... Oh! They actually did get to an Icy Wind. Farm it down. Have the Focus Blast for this Magnezone. Wow. This Magnezone really could have gone all the way. Oh my gosh, Ariados is still alive. Alright, thank you so much for watching the video today. This is from HouseStark93's stream. Looks like there was some problem there with my downloading of the video. Looks like it sped up and did all this, but obviously he was doing things untimed, on good timing, so it must have been on our end. Sorry about that again, but I tried to hopefully dictate everything that was happening in those battles, and hopefully that was good enough to understand what was happening there. Obviously this team is using 2 very strong Mon from the past like 10-15 seasons, so that's probably why it's so good, even though those Mon have definitely become less relevant as the years have gone on. It literally has been multiple years. But Galarian Moltres, again, up-and-coming Mon that a lot of people are starting to get. Hopefully more people get it. Yeah. Anyways, if you haven't, definitely hit the like button, the thumbs up button if you haven't, and the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get as many videos out to you all as we can, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.